The most toxic deck in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is finally in Master Duel. Best of one? Check. Hand loops? Check. Untargetable? Check. Floodgates? Check. Mermel has it all. Please Konami ban this deck already. We're all sick and tired and it's been less than 48 hours. Enjoy! So I've been really enjoying the new Mermel deck recently put into Master Duel. Been around for a while in the TCG, but I finally got my hands on it and I basically had about a couple of hours of testing and playing on it. Never ever read the cards before, so things might be a little bit rusty, but I got a couple of games I want to showcase here showing just how insane this deck can be and how kind of toxic it is. Let's take a look at a typical standard turn 1. What are you trying to do with this deck? Well, immediately I'm using Deep Sea Minstrel to rip a card out my opponent's hand. I can see that they're on a board breaker deck, but also running the lingering floodgate of the Duel and Lockbird, so naturally I'm going to hit the Duel and Lockbird despite the call by the grave in my hand. Nothing else to really do with that. Now the situation here is I see that there's a Dark Ruler there, which means that I need to focus on whatever board I make has to be able to contend with the Dark Ruler. Let's talk about Silasant for a little second here. Silasant is an optional card that some people choose to not play because of the brick requirements of the Greethus, that shark tuner thing, and of course the Silasant itself. I think this card is absolutely incredible. It's really good for going second, and I absolutely would play it. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit more of that in the deck profile. But here's the Mulan Glacier resolving hitting 2 cards at the hand. We hit Monster Reborn and a Trap card. Probably the 2 least useful cards in his hand, so basically didn't really do anything. He's playing with a 2-card hand anyway, I suppose. So now it's just all about doing combos, making as big of and as wide and as layered of a board as possible so that my interactions can actually go through the Dark Ruler no more, which is kind of impossible to do in a combo deck, but Mermel does have one of the coolest interactions to be able to prevent your opponent from actually dealing with your board, and that is the graveyard effect of Abyss Rhine, which I'll show in a moment. I don't know if my sequencing here is correct or not. It's like I said, I'm pretty new to the deck. I've genuinely played it for about 3 or 4 hours maximum at this point. But I make a decent field in and of itself. This rank up into this Poseidon is insane. It's a soul charge for 3 from the graveyard by discarding the card. So we pitch the Call by the Grave out of our hand and we bring back 3 3s. One of which is just a tuner, and we go for Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Yes, this one is also a bit of an optional tech card, but again, it's all about the hand looping, and it's all about getting rid of as many resources away from our opponent so that we can actually make this barrier statue stick. So the reason why we go for the barrier statue, the Chenging barrier statue, we go for it because we win the game, is because normally you're supposed to make Deep Sea Madonna, who can summon it from your deck. Because we hard drew it and we have our normal summon, it was fine to just go for Chenging. Ultimately, despite the Trishula, we hit a Trudea out the hand, and so we just have Dark Ruler no more in the hand. So we just have to basically pray that they don't get a starter card. We give them back the Droll, and so we have to basically hope that this Dark Ruler plus starter doesn't do anything. They begin their turn and they activate Dark Ruler no more. Okay, we knew that was coming. The barrier statue is turned off, the Gaios is turned off, the Chenging is turned off, and they drew the Centurion field spell. They discard a card, they go for Trudea, they special summon, and here is the interaction. Abyss Rhine says, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, banish this and discard a card to the grave to draw 1. Now, Mermel cards all trigger when they're discarded. That's why we search the heavy infantry. Target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. This is the basic protection of the Mermel turn 1 combo. You set up the barrier statue, your opponent normal summons, enters battle phase, tries to attack over it, and then you discard with Rhine, draw a card, pitch the heavy infantry. Of course, this all works under Dark Ruler. And so the only play that they have is the singular monster on the field, which we can contend with the heavy infantry play. That's the standard turn 1 Mermel deck. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're trying to do every turn going first. I'm sure you're watching this, you probably think to yourself, what about going second though? It's all cool and easy to show this flashy hand rip deck getting rid of 4 out the hand turn 1 through basically no disruption, but how does it play going second? This is a typical hand that you're going to see with your starters and the non-engine opting to play maximum copies of Mulch Armies, Maxis, and you could also flex an Impulse or Droll, depending on how you feel. I like to avoid the lower impact hand traps, things like Imperm and Veiler, just opting to go for the maximum ones because Mermel can feel a little bit bricky sometimes, and so you're kind of just trying to maximize the high impact hand traps so that you can push going second, force them onto a half board with something like Fool Loss, and Mermel is very good at going second and breaking boards because no one's on Dweller. So we prevent him from doing full Fiendsmith combo, which with the addition of Lacrima is obviously going to be very terrifying. And so they make a card which can sometimes auto-win the matchup depending on what you're playing against, and that is Baguska. Now, fortunately for us, all of the Mermel cards are costs. So what we can do here is we go 1-for-1 pitch Neptibus. The reason I don't normal summon the Neptibus is because I need my normal summon to actually make a play thereafter. I activate Neptibus and send from my deck 4 cost heavy infantry to pop a face-up card. We pop the Baguska, we don't get the search with Neptibus, but it does mean that we now can normal summon and start to activate monster effects on the field. We go Pike, pitch Shadow Squad, a new addition to the deck, which special summons an Atlantean from the deck when it's discarded. We get another level 4, and we go into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark is bounced away by the trap card, and you would think here we're kind of out of options. Well, Abyss Shrine in the hand gets to tribute the Neptibus off the field, special summoning Silasanth from the deck, bringing out the Dragoon from the graveyard, pitch a card, and special summon. That one Abyss Shrine just pendulum summoned 5 monsters to the field. We got the Silasanth and we got the 3 bodies from the deck by discarding. This is why I love Silasanth, and despite the fact that it's not great to draw and it's kind of a brick, even though you can summon it with the Link 2 monster, which I'll show in the deck profile, from your hand if you do draw it, all of this is possible because we play Silasanth. We go into a rank 4, we get the Lavirtue onto the field, the Lavirtue gets a resource back to our hand, the Dragoon triggers off of the Detach on the Bahamut Shark to get another card to our hand, Monoceros is bringing back another fish, and then here we have a rank 7 play into the Trite, which revives a monster, into Poseidon, which brings back 3 monsters, and they are very, very dead. The typical go second scenario for Mermail is what you're trying to aim for, is this exactly here. Stop your opponent from popping off into the Fiendsmith combo or whatever by drawing some of your more devastating defensive cards like the Charmies, and then proceed to push through their disruptions with your heavy infantries, your Poseidons, and your Silasanth. Alright, we have an out to Max E. That's huge. That's all that matters. Abyss Pike. So that's a level 3 water. So this one adds Rhine. Is she a Sea Serpent? She's an Aqua. Why do you still have the check mark? Ask Konami. Is this the combo? Is this how Pike Dragoon is supposed to work? Because I don't know if I'm playing this properly. Feels fine. I think I want to cross it, right? And then keep Ash for my turn? Actually, Ash was better, right? In case he ashes my... In case he ashes one of my plays? Yeah, I think that was actually... I think I was supposed to Ash first. Because now he can Ash this and I cry. But I will not be crying today. Add Dragoon. Dragoon effect. I do want a Minstrel, but then I'm going to have 5 engrave if I Minstrel. I think I just Silasanth now. I'm in Grethus and a Pike. Dragoon, add the Glacia. Overlay into Bahamut. Bye-bye, hand. Evenly. Super Poly! This guy's fucking with me, dude. Okay, dude. Okay. Okay, dude. Yes. I mean, he could have top decked into one of those things. This deck seems annoying to play against. It is. It's very go fish. Teus Guns. Yes, please. And we have Maxi for Ash. Or Ash for Maxi, rather. Imperm Abystius. This is beautiful because he's just hand looping himself. Alright, so I got 1 Sea Serpent search here. Normal summon. Pike. Start gooning. Add Rhine. Special Neptibus. Oh, that's it? You don't have anything else? Okay, well, I'm... I'm sorry to say, but this is the end of the game, my friend. How many waters? 3? So this adds Dragoon, and then Dragoon adds Minstrel. And then we rip the next 2 cards. That is disgusting. I just want to apologize, Duelist. I'm really sorry. Like, I am very sorry that you're experiencing this right now. But the most important thing is, like, I'm having fun, so I guess it kind of... It works out. Primite Beryl. We can just infantry pop the True Light, but then he's got wishes for follow-up. It doesn't matter. We're just going to get rid of all of the cards anyway. What do I want to give him to his hand? Back later. I don't know if it really matters. Let's see what the next 2 hit. Glacia. 2 more, please. Followed by... That was the worst one. Okay, so last card in hand is Wishes. We go Rhine on Neptibus. We summon Coelacanth from the deck. I think I'm in a suffering from success situation.
Brazil!
Because my hand is too good.
We used to settlement and reckless greed and call it today.
Go Bahamut Shark. And we get another free search here. With this Dragoon for the discard of the Coelacanth. Infantry for his turn. We've used Goon, right? Squad goals, squad goals. Leviathan adds back Dragoon from the graveyard so that we get a free search and discard off of the Coelacanth. We make an Anemone, I suppose, under here. Coelacanth for these. I mean, Grethus and Pike. I want to set up Poseidra, honestly, against his deck. I don't know if I can retrieve the Neptibus, though. That's the thing. I'll just add Neptibus. Go Mono Ceros. I think I'm going to overlay all of these. That's not Mono Ceros. I just synchroed into the wrong monster. Okay, whatever. It doesn't really matter. No, it does matter, because I thought this was... Okay, dude. I just summoned the wrong monster. Like, what's wrong with me? Farfa. What did I give it? Wishes, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. I want to salvage this Anemone. So I can just do the Madonna now. Put that back. I might be kind of cooking too hard right now. But it should be okay. Yeah, let's put Poseidra on this. No, I've overcooked this. I should probably still win, but I've definitely overcooked this. I just didn't get the Anemone here now. Okay, so this... Fuck, no, I need to sink into something. But I can't sink into this. Bro, I'm about to do the silliest play you've seen. Lizard Dose. Now we get Neptibus. Now we can trigger Poseidra. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Oh, I'm discarding. Sorry, I zoned, like, very confused there. 3, Minstrel, and Rhine. Could have banished Lizard for a draw instead of linking it. Then how am I making Neptibus? Oh, yeah, Anemone, just 2 materials. Put back one of these Dragoons. And then just Trish. Okay. Thankfully, I am very epic and skilled, and I got rid of 4 of his cards this turn. So my overcooking didn't matter too much, but it was good enough to set up Statue, 4 hand rips, pop, follow-up. So that's fine. You know, it's good enough, admittedly. Overcooked still wins. Yu-Gi-Oh, ladies and gentlemen. That's why combo decks are the best. When combo decks are viable, it just don't matter. Oh, this is the saddest. Like, I kind of just want to let him get this off, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I really am genuinely sorry. Like, I know how it feels when you sit and wait through your opponent to try and maybe play through their board, and then the last card in their hand is like some non-engine that they just kept. Two 6 coin flips, okay. And some of my coin flips, they've just sent me first, which is actually crazy, but alright. Maybe he'll, like, negate my Teus, because he sees that I have Pike as my discard. Wow, no hand traps? You are not going to have a good day if you don't have any hand traps. Do we play around Droll? Just in case. Yeah, let's play around Droll. Wow. Nice board breaker deck. Always gotta summon your royal one, okay? Very important. Add Dragoon, send Dragoon. Minstrel. Show me what you got cooking there, buddy. Yeah, no, that's real. It's a little bit scary, though. Droplet doesn't target. Does Neptibus protect from destruction? Your opponent cannot target monsters this points to. Wait, hold on. Is there any destruction? This card is 100% destroyed. Add an Atlantean. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Like, I'm kind of cooked, right? I think I have to try, like, knock out the Raigekis from his hand. I'll take him off engine and then just hand loop the other 4. Or 3, rather. So, Glacia time. Tribute. Special Sealasanth. On the equips. Well, those cards are stinky. Got 2 cards. What do we hit? Raigeki! And a droplet. Okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. Now, what do I do about this Dragoon on the field? I have too many zones here. How many pikes have we been through? Just 1. We'll go Lizards. Does Minstrel banish until end phase? Something like that. I'm in 3 from the deck. Smile. Everyone's smiling. Everyone happy. I'm in Monos Eros. New fish. Bring this back. Go into Trite. Trite, revive Dragoon. Overlay these into Shark. Shark. Detach Dragoon. Special Leviathan. Add from deck to the hand here. Have we not used Shadow Squad? Let me get infantry in case, though. Add back something. What are we adding back here? Neptibus, probably. Go into Anemone. Anemone, bring back, just kind of like fishbowl in here. Fishbowling, get it? Oh, we melt Poseidra, that's huge. Yeah, that's actually very, very nice. I think it's Prima Donna time. Madonna. And then go into Neptibus. No, 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 whoa, 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 need to make Poseidra first. What is going on? Like, what's happening? Is YouTube chat angry that, like, my deck isn't very healthy or toxic? Yeah, well, I don't know, I'm sorry. I apologize. Why are you here? Go watch something else. Like, guy who keeps looking at thing that he hates. Oh, I hate this. Oh, okay, well, my bad. Surely if you keep looking at the thing that you dislike, it'll be even more fun for you. Alright, it's just all about the hand rips against board breakers. Push a lot effect. Another droplet. Oh, we hit the Widow Anchor. Okay, that's unlucky. Alright, you can have the drones, because I'm going to barrier statue you. Well, listen, buddy, you shouldn't go second, alright? That's on you, my guy. That's on you. When people do shit that like this to you, it's unfair, but when you do it, it's alright. You criticize society and then you participate in it? What is your problem? How dare you play a deck? How dare you? This is my deck list and what I was running during this session. Probably needs a little bit of fine-tuning, but honestly, this isn't really a deck that has too much in way of experimentation other than purely within the water realm. So in terms of like defensive cards and stuff, you're not really going to be seeing too much innovation here. Maxing out on the Maxi style cards with the Fuwalos and the Maxi outs with Call by Crossout, and opting to play Impulse for more defensive usage. I was originally playing Perulia. It's got some niche scenarios where it's useful because it is a water monster, and so it fulfills some of your discards and the condition of summoning Mulan Glacia from your hand while it's in the graveyard, but ultimately it isn't as high impact depending on the deck. Usually Perulia is just going to draw you a card for the normal summon, and that's basically it. And so I needed something a little bit more higher impact and I opted to go for Impulse. You can play a go second version of Mermail with things like Dark Ruler, maybe not Dark Ruler, but definitely things like Droplet, all types of defensive cards that are about board breaking if you want to go second with this deck. I think that's too risky in my opinion, especially when the mirror match exists and it's all about hand looping, and that's kind of like what the win condition of Mermail is and how we've built it. The Deep Sea Minstrel Minstrel, the Mulan Glacia, the Trishula in the extra deck. So a typical combo with Neptibus plus water is going to be able to loop your opponent for 4 waters and or monster, 4 cards out of their hand, and then end on the barrier statue, targeting protected from the Link 3 Neptibus King, which I forgot to mention, it is targeting protected, so they can't even imperm. They have to imperm twice or draw a droplet in order to be able to kill you. For the extra deck, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is with the Abyss Keeper. It is a flex spot. If you don't play Sealosanth, you probably don't need this. It just specials a fish from your hand. So if you draw the Sealosanth, you can just use 2 lingering bodies, which does happen quite often because you have a lot of special summoning in Mermail. They pop something, or if they get rid of something else, typically you should be able to like maybe trigger a Shadow Squad, maybe just special summon something out of your hand like a Teus, or just have something left over from like a Poseidon, and you should be able to like scram together 2 bodies and get that Sealosanth out of your hand if you so need to. For the rank 4s, we've got Bahamut Shark, Dweller. You're never going to make this blind, but going second, you might want to try and go for this early instead of Bahamut Shark, just so that you have a way to turn off grave interactions when you're trying to OTK going second to stop floaters. But other than that, yeah, I think everything else is kind of standard. The Trite, the Anemone, the Neptibus King. Lizard Dose here is you kind of like suffer from success sometimes. I know, first world problems, but sometimes you'll find yourself in situations where you just have so many bodies on the field because you are literally just winning too hard. And so literally just putting 2 guys together into Lizard Dose for a draw is actually really important. And the reason for that is this niche interaction with Poseidra is that when it's sent to the graveyard, it specials 3 from your graveyard. It summons exactly 3 monsters. So you can't summon 2. So what that means is you need 3 main monster zones unoccupied in order to trigger the graveyard effect of this. That comes up often when you just have so many bodies, which happens a lot with Sealosanth and the general playstyle of Mermail. So that's why you want the Lizard Dose to be able to clear that up and give you the Poseidra trigger to special summon all 3 monsters. I feel like the Dragite is fairly standard. It's just a negate. You just need a water in the grave, which surprisingly, water is the name of the game here. Monoceros is here as well, just because of the Sealosanth. Otherwise, you wouldn't be playing this. But the Grethus on a level 4 makes this, which brings back the Grethus, which lets you go into a Chengying or a 7 with another level 4. And then you can overlay this with the Sealosanth, which is also a huge relevant aspect of Sealosanth. The fact that it's level 7 means you can overlay into Gaios, you can overlay into the Trite, into Poseidra, and that's kind of what you're trying to do with this deck. Lots of combos, lots of, you know, circumventing around your opponent's hand traps and disruption, playing through defensive cards really, really well. Mermail is extremely, extremely strong into the trading hand traps, I like to call them, the Ashes, the Imperms, the Veilers, stuff like that. You have so many pushes in your hand, and that's kind of why this deck, I think, is going to be a decent deck. I don't think it's going to be a top tier best deck category in the same way that Snake Eye and Fiendsmith will be, but I think it's absolutely a super powerful tier 2 deck. And if you like this kind of playstyle, something's wrong with you. You're a bad person. But listen, I get it, combo players. It's really fun. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any suggestions or what your builds are looking like with Mermail and how you feel about this deck going forward for all of you freaky fish guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and until next time, adios.